Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to speak to you about something that touches the deepest part of our souls: redemption. That mighty, life-changing force that takes a person from darkness to light, from despair to hope, from chains to freedom. We live in a world where many feel trapped by mistakes, by regrets, by a past that haunts them. Some have wandered so far that they believe there's no way back. But let me tell you something. Today, no one is too far gone. Redemption is not just a second chance. It is a transformation. It is a moment when grace reaches down, lifts a person up, and sets them on a new path. It is the broken being made whole, the lost being found, the sinner becoming a new creation. And let me tell you, when a person is redeemed, their past no longer defines them. Their failures no longer control them. They are set free, and with that freedom comes a purpose, a calling, a new life filled with hope and meaning. If you feel weighed down today, if you feel unworthy, unloved, or hopeless, listen to this truth. Redemption is for you. No matter where you've been, no matter what you've done, there is a way back. There is a love that restores, a power that renews, and a grace that never gives up. So, my friends, do not believe the lie that it is too late. Redemption is real, it is powerful, and it can change your life forever. There are times in life when the weight of our past mistakes feels too heavy to bear, when the echoes of failure and regret whisper that we have strayed too far, fallen too deep, or broken beyond repair. But let me tell you something today. There is no pit so deep that grace cannot reach, no sin so dark that mercy cannot cover, no soul so lost that it cannot be found. Because redemption is not just an idea, not just a distant hope, but a living, breathing power that can take the most broken life and make it whole again. No matter how far one has fallen, no matter how many wrong turns have been taken, the arms of grace remain open, ready to receive, ready to restore, ready to transform. History is filled with those who thought they were beyond redemption, those who had ruined their lives, hurt others, and made choices that left them standing in the ruins of their own decisions. Yet time and time again, the world has witnessed the incredible truth that a person is never too far gone to be redeemed, never too stained to be made clean, never too shattered to be pieced back together. Because redemption is not about deserving, it is about receiving. And when a heart is willing, when a soul cries out for another chance, there is always a hand reaching out to lift them up. Always a light shining in the darkness, always a path back home. Think of the ones who were once written off, the criminals, the outcasts, the brokenhearted, the ones who had burned every bridge, the ones who believed the lies that they were unworthy, unwanted, unloved, and yet something happened, something changed, something reached deep into their despair and pulled them into hope. Because no story is too messy for redemption, no heart is too hardened for restoration, no life is too lost to be found. And when redemption takes hold of a person, when grace sweeps over their soul, when love begins to heal the wounds of the past, the very ones who were once counted out become testimonies of transformation, proof that nothing is impossible. To say someone is beyond redemption is to deny the very essence of grace, because grace does not calculate worth based on past mistakes. Grace does not look at failures and decide someone is unredeemable. Grace sees the brokenness and offers healing. Grace sees the wandering and offers a way back. Grace sees the shame and offers a new name, because redemption is not about being perfect. It is about being willing. It is about taking the hand that is stretched out, stepping away from the shadows of guilt, walking into the light of new beginnings, and believing that no matter how far one has gone, there is still a way home, still a purpose, still a reason to keep going. There are those who carry burdens of regret, those who believe they have made too many wrong choices, those who think that the damage they have done is beyond repair. But let me tell you this, redemption does not see you as your worst moment. It does not define you by your greatest failure. It does not keep a record of all your wrongs and determine that you are beyond hope, because where there is grace, there is forgiveness. Where there is mercy, there is restoration. Where there is love, there is a new beginning, and no matter how far one has fallen, no matter how many people have given up on them, no matter how much they themselves have stopped believing that change is possible, Redemption is still reaching for them, still calling their names, still waiting for them to take that step toward freedom. Do not listen to the voices that tell you it is too late. Do not believe the lies that say you are too broken, too sinful, too far gone. Because the truth is that redemption is not limited by human standards. It is not bound by the weight of past mistakes. It is not stopped by the depth of guilt or the chains of shame, because the power of redemption is greater than any failure, stronger than any regret, and more powerful than any mistake. And when a person chooses to believe that their past does not have to define their future, when they choose to step into the truth that redemption is real, that it is possible, that it is theirs to receive, then the past loses its grip, the guilt loses its power, and a new story begins to be written. It does not matter who you are, where you have been, what you have done, because no one is beyond redemption. No heart is too cold to be warmed by love. No spirit is too crushed to be lifted by grace. No soul is too lost to be found, because redemption does not come with conditions. It does not require perfection. It does not wait for you to have everything together before it reaches for you. And if you are standing in the middle of your own mess, if you are weighed down by the mistakes of yesterday, if you feel like there is no way forward, let me remind you that redemption is already knocking at your door, already offering you a new beginning, already waiting for you to take hold of the second chance that is freely given. So lift up your head, shake off the chains of regret, take the step toward grace, because no matter what you have done, no matter how many times you have fallen, no matter how impossible it may seem, you are not beyond redemption, you are not beyond hope, you are not beyond grace, because the same power that has restored the broken, the same mercy that has healed the wounded, the same love that has rescued the lost is still alive today, still moving, still calling, still redeeming, and the greatest story of redemption could still be yours to tell. There is something powerful about the moment a life is redeemed, something beyond explanation, something that takes the broken and makes them whole, something that lifts a person from the depths of despair and sets their feet on solid ground. Because redemption is not just about being forgiven, not just about having a past erased, but about stepping into something greater, stepping into a new beginning, stepping into a life that is no longer weighed down by guilt, no longer held captive by regret, no longer defined by the mistakes that once seemed impossible to escape. Because redemption does not just set a person free, it gives them a purpose, a reason to move forward, a calling that they never imagined could be theirs. When a person experiences redemption, they do not just leave behind their past. They step into a future they never thought possible, a future filled with hope, filled with restoration, filled with a purpose that goes beyond their own understanding. Because redemption does not just wipe away the stains of yesterday, it breathes new life into the weary soul. It ignites a fire that had long been extinguished. It awakens dreams that had been buried under years of shame and failure. Because to be redeemed is not just to be rescued, it is to be reborn, to walk with a new identity, to live with a renewed heart, to embrace the truth that the past no longer has power, that the weight that once held them down has been lifted, that they are no longer who they used to be, but have been transformed into something new, something stronger, something with divine purpose. Some people believe that once they have been redeemed, their journey is simply about staying free, about not falling back into the same darkness, about holding on to what they have received. But redemption is so much more than just escaping the past, because when a person is redeemed, they are not just given a second chance, they are given a calling, a reason to live, a mission that only they can fulfill. Because the scars they once carried, the pain they once endured, the struggles they once fought through are no longer marks of shame. They are now testimonies. They are now stories of victory. They are now evidence that redemption is real, that transformation is possible, that no life is beyond the reach of restoration. Because those who have been redeemed are not just survivors, they are messengers of hope, carriers of light, living proof that grace changes everything. To be redeemed is to no longer be bound by the labels of the past, no longer trapped by the lies that once defined a person, no longer walking in the shadow of guilt and shame, because redemption does not just erase the past, it redefines it. It takes what was once broken and turns it into something beautiful. It takes what was once lost and gives it new direction. It takes what was once without purpose and fills it with meaning, because those who have been redeemed do not walk aimlessly. They do not wander without direction. They do not live without a cause, because redemption is not just about what has been taken away. It is about what has been given. It is about the doors that are now open, the opportunities that are now possible, the lives that will now be changed because one person was willing to step into the new life they were meant to have. There are those who believe that they have no purpose, that their life is too far gone, that they are too broken, too damaged, too far removed from anything meaningful. But the truth is that redemption does not just restore what was lost, it creates something entirely new. It does not just take a shattered life and put the pieces back together. It reshapes it into something greater than before. It does not just repair what was broken. It builds something stronger, something that cannot be shaken, something that will stand as a testimony for generations. Because the redeemed do not just live for themselves. They live to bring hope to others. They live to show the world that change is possible. They live to prove that no one is beyond restoration. No one is beyond healing. No one is beyond being made new. Because when redemption takes hold of a life, it does not just save it, it empowers it, it equips it, it sends it out to make an impact. Redemption is not just a moment, not just a one-time event, not just a feeling of relief, because true redemption continues to grow, continues to expand, continues to change everything it touches. Because when a person has been redeemed, they do not just move on as if nothing happened. They begin to see the world differently. They begin to live differently. They begin to understand that their life has meaning, that their pain had a purpose, that their struggles were not in vain, because everything they went through, everything they survived, everything they once thought was meant to destroy them, has now become the very thing that fuels their purpose, the very thing that gives them strength, the very thing that turns them into a voice for those who still feel lost. Because the redeemed do not hide their past. They use it to bring hope to the hopeless, to bring light to the darkness, to bring life to those who still believe there is no way out. So many people walk through life feeling empty, feeling like they are just existing, feeling like there is nothing more for them. But redemption changes everything. Redemption gives new life. Redemption gives new purpose. Redemption takes a person who once felt like they had no reason to wake up in the morning and fills them with a passion, a drive, a fire that cannot be extinguished. Because the redeemed do not just live, they thrive. They do not just survive, they overcome. They do not just get by, they make an impact. Because once a person has been redeemed, once they have been given a new life, once they have been set free from the weight of the past, they cannot stay silent. They cannot keep it to themselves. They cannot go back to the way things used to be, because redemption is not just about what has been left behind. It is about what lies ahead. It is about the future that is now possible, the lives that will now be touched, the purpose that has now been revealed. If you have ever felt like your life has no meaning, if you have ever wondered if there is something more, if you have ever questioned whether you could truly start over, let me tell you this. Redemption is real. Redemption is available. Redemption is waiting for you to take hold of it. Because your past does not have to define you. Your failures do not have to hold you back. Your mistakes do not have to determine your future, because there is new life waiting for you. There is a purpose that is calling your name. There is a reason you are still here. And when you step into that redemption, when you embrace that grace, when you accept that your story is not over, everything changes, because redemption is not just about saving a life. It is about transforming it. It is about turning it into something beautiful. It is about making sure that the pain of the past is not wasted, but used for something greater, something powerful, something that will impact the world. Because when a person is truly redeemed, their life is never the same again.